So you could have a rapist. 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 6 women in Tennessee are victims of rape. And you could have a rapist, and that rapist could impregnate a young lady, a minor, and the rapist's mother or father could bring suit against that minor if they decided to get an abortion, if this passes?
Representative.
The bill states that a rapist, sexual assault, or incest cannot bring a charge against the woman that is harmed.
So
Representative Freeman.
that wasn't the question I asked.
I'm sorry.
I asked if their parent, sibling, friend, neighbor, spouse could bring suit against the minor who was raped to force them to pay a $10,000 fine if they decide to have an abortion.
Representative.
Can we go out of session for legal to specify that?
Any objections? We'll go out of session. Representative Freeman.
I would appreciate the sponsor's opinion.
Would you have an opinion?
My assumption is that they could, because it's any citizen.
So yes,
other than the rapist.
I don't need to go out of session.
Okay.
I think that's actually, I think,
Okay.
the correct answer.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is Rebel HQ. I'm Sandee Lovas. The Texas law banning abortions after 6 weeks and creating a bounty system was just the beginning. That clip was from Tennessee. They're trying to be oh so kind by saying the rapist can't profit from suing their victim. But first, the rape must be proven, which for a multitude of reasons rarely happens in a court of law. So many abusers are left free to profit from their abuse. And for the ones that are prosecuted, anyone associated with the rapist can sue the person having the abortion. A friend or a family member of the rapist can sue. I'm having a hard time accepting the words I just said are real, but they are. States are working on bills to ban the morning after pill, criminalizing people traveling out of state to have the procedure done. Abortions at any time will be illegal. People are already being charged in certain cases of miscarriage. Missouri's House Bill 2810 will make aborting an ectopic pregnancy a Class A felony, which is a 10 to 30 year to life sentence. The alternative? The person dies a painful death for a pregnancy that stands no chance of being viable. 1 in 50 pregnancies are ectopic, so a person will have a 2% chance of having to make this decision every time they get pregnant. The man sponsoring this bill doesn't understand what an ectopic pregnancy is and how it's treated. He has no business getting involved with a bill that will affect untold numbers of people when he has no clue what he's talking about and doesn't care because it will never affect him. Where will these laws end? Chastity belts to be removed only for the purposes of baby making? Then taking your chances the pregnancy makes it to term with no issues? The fetus being able to sue if the parents even think about abortion during the pregnancy? The government is making laws that will target and kill childbearers. People don't grasp the magnitude of how these bills will play out, the money-making schemes that will pop up. What's stopping people from accusing anyone of having an abortion? 10 to 20% of known pregnancies are naturally miscarried. Someone can accuse that person of having an abortion. It's conceivable people will accuse a person who was never pregnant of having an abortion because it's impossible to prove you were never pregnant in the first place. This can be used as harassment or a way to keep control over someone. It would turn into a they said. This is the Salem witch trials all over again with monetary incentives. I chose to ensure I could never get pregnant. And it was the best choice of my life. My choice. I have no regrets. And even if I did, I'm a grown-ass adult and I'd have to live with those consequences. If I were to somehow get pregnant right now, I will not hesitate to have an abortion. So does this make me guilty of premeditated murder? According to these laws, yeah. And yet the person whose sperm is involved isn't mentioned. They never face the stigma or the financial burdens as the childbearers endure. If people were really concerned about saving embryos, then they should make it illegal to not wear condoms during sex unless the other person wants to get pregnant from them at that time. But it's not about fetuses. It's always been about control. I'm sure if the people forcing others to have children were then solely responsible for the financial costs in raising the child, they would change their tune. What business does anyone have telling someone else to bear a child they have no intention of ever knowing? I can't stress enough how barbaric and horrendous these laws are. Contact your local reps. Do whatever you can. You need to protest because this is just the first step in having complete loss of bodily autonomy. These laws are just the beginning. I can't even imagine what's coming next. Don't forget to hit buttons and leave comments. For more of my stuff, you can follow me on social media as Left of the Box. Thanks for watching, and until next time, get informed, get involved.